experts, authors, business owners, especially those of you 45 years old and older. There are three things that you are doing that are not supporting your online presence and online growth, assuming you do them at all.
You are watching Influence Media, PSI TV, the Netflix of biz brands.
There are three things that you are doing that are not supporting your online growth and your online digital presence, especially those of you who are 45 plus and older, who are subject matter experts, authors, business owners. Have you noticed that the young, inexperienced, uncredentialed, though around us, are getting more business and more attention than you? If you're 45 years and older, and you're a subject matter expert, author, or business owner, and you have not seen significant growth in your online digital presence, this show is for you. Hi, Trudy Beerman here of Profitable Social Influence TV, PSI TV. I'm also a doctoral candidate at Liberty University, and because I'm in the media space, my research has been focused on influential reach. Influential reach is the appreciation for the fact that many of you are actually very influential when in your small peer group, at your church, at your job, at your organization. But outside of that, you're not well known. You don't have an audience reach. And then there are the social media influencers, the pranksters, the pretty girl in a bikini. They've got a lot of attention, but not really any expertise in any domain. So they're the ones that are getting the attention and the business, while you, the more mature, experienced, credentialed person, usually 45 years and older, you're looking on and wondering, why is everybody going over there when you have the better offer? So here is the deal. I know as a fact that there are three things that you're doing, if you do them at all, that are not supporting your online digital presence. I know that if you make any attempt to have a digital online presence, most of you, if you do anything at all, you're making these three crucial mistakes. You and I both know that even if you want to find where is the nearest Starbucks or whatever, what do? We go online and we look for it. And if the person who is your ideal audience is 2 doors down from you, they don't know you exist and you don't know they exist, simply because both of you are going online to look for each other, but because the 45 plus age group experts don't have much of a digital presence, they aren't finding you. But who they are finding are the young upstarts, those who, the TikTok kids who were born with a phone in their hand and pretty much have lived their life online. They have camera confidence, they have online digital mastery. They are providing these solutions that have fewer expertise, credentials, or life experience behind them, but they're the ones that are getting found. They're the ones that are getting the business. And there are three mistakes that I guarantee, if you're making an effort to be online, that you are making. So for the experts 45 years and older, let me tell you what those three things are. One, you post something and you expect organic reach. So you post it, but that's it. You just hope the algorithm does something. And then you also hope and pray and wish for accidental virality. Now, there are accidental viral posts, that those do happen, but the experts in social media have studied the viral posts and have pretty much figured out some formulas, and they have been able to duplicate a level of virality almost on demand. But you and I very often put something up there, hope for organic distribution, and pray and hope for magical virality. The third thing that some of us do is we pray and beg others to to follow and support our posts. Neither of these three things work. And this is what I see a lot of you doing. And it's time to change the game. So what do we need to be doing? Is, and I know you hate to hear this, but ad spend. You're going to have to spend some money. Now, this spend should be strategic. Run a $20 ad. If it doesn't work, you tweak it, you turn it off. You're going to have to do it, but it does work. And I can tell you, especially for my YouTube reach, $20 gets me quite a lot of views, guys. Some of you have already tried and it didn't work and you've given up. You've given up too quickly, and you've given up without making the correct strategic moves. There are things that you can do, one of which is to partner or collaborate with these social media influencers, especially if they have the attention of your target market. They're not doing it for free. They understand this game better than you and I, and you'll see a lot of them becoming six-figure earners and millionaires simply because they understand this social media game in a way you and I are yet to figure out. So sometimes it makes sense to collaborate with them, and I have done so, and sometimes they will take a trade of service, but a lot of times they're looking for money. The next thing that you're going to have to consider is more guaranteed options. Those are, of course, more expensive. Now, if you're doing podcast tours, that is one good way. Unfortunately, I've had enough feedback from my guests on PSI TV that some of those podcast experiences, those podcasters don't have a real audience of their own. They're hoping to get the audience as they make these shows.
I've been a guest on numerous podcasts.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know that I've gotten any benefit out of it.
So it's sad that you don't know that you've gotten anything out of it. That is absolutely sad. You should know what you've gotten out of it. Even if what you've gotten, in your opinion, is very little, you should know what you got out of it. That's something that is very clear with us. So he was a recent guest. And when I post, I share every interview to multiple platforms. I don't know about other people, but this is how we do our show. So the show is on Roku. It's on Apple. It's on Amazon Fire. It's on Vita TV. Those four platforms together have global reach. Then I create a YouTube version for the show. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, repurpose it to 7 podcast platforms, share it on my Facebook and our mobile app. Now, right away, this person knows what they've gotten as a result of being our guest. Now, let me show you further. Let's go to the YouTube. So this is his show. And as a guest on my show, he got 2.6K views. That was 13 days ago. And some comments.
When a podcast is free to go on, that is usually a very big clue. If you are finding you have a free podcast opportunity, I strongly encourage you to ask that podcaster, how are they monetizing their show? Because if their show is not monetized in any way, I want you to tell me who works for free for any length of time. So even when something is a nonprofit organization, they still get funding, right? They get funding from grants or from foundation donations and stuff like that. Ultimately, things have to be monetized if they're going to have a lifespan and they're going to last. So what I have realized from a lot of my guests on PSI TV that have done podcast tours is some of those podcasts were a waste of time. Those podcasters really did not have an audience. Now, when you go to platforms that are guaranteeing you an audience, the stakes for entry are much higher. So for example, if you get an opportunity to speak on a platform, you've either paid an agency, paid for the opportunity, paid to be a vendor, or you have already built quite a following, which would have cost you money somewhere along the line, or you've built some serious notoriety in your space before they're willing to have you. So you can't really avoid the spend, guys, because I'm not saying that there aren't opportunities for luck and godly providence, but those are not guaranteed. So the guaranteed opportunities. So for example, when someone pays to be a guest on PSI TV, they are guaranteed audience exposure, guaranteed. So we guarantee, and platforms that guarantee, like if they're going to have butts in seats, they're going to have a live audience, there's usually a charge at the gate or something. In other words, guys, money is exchanging hands. And I know it would be amazing if everything was free, but I don't even think you work for free. So there can be some opportunities that you don't spend cash, but there is a value exchange in some way. Because, for example, when I worked at Air Jamaica decades ago, we would have a lot of value exchange. So we would give away airline seats and hotel stays and so forth, so that we would be able to get the guests like we wanted, like George Duke, Shaka Khan, BET and so forth, to attend our events. So sometimes there was no financial cash exchange, but there was absolute value exchange. So when you're talking about building your online digital presence so that you have the opportunity to interact with your ideal audience, you've got to be very strategic, and very often you have got to spend some money. So I'm just bringing it real to you guys, because if you're still thinking that it's going to be magic, just magical virality, or the organic distribution is just, Facebook and TikTok and all are just going to grant you some magical wand and put your stuff out there. I just want to bring the reality to you. And unfortunately, what happens is some of you have tried those free options. You don't get the results you are looking for, and so you give up. Or you have made an attempt to spend some money and you don't get the return you're looking for, and you give up. So sometimes it's a good idea to also utilize a marketing agency. I've also done that as well. Let the experts run the ads for you. There are just some things you're just going to have to do. Now, the point, though, is that if your ideal audience is 2 doors down from you, they don't know you exist. You don't know you exist, because we all start our searches online these days. The days of neighborhood businesses, just everybody knows everybody in the neighborhood, and the word of mouth referral, that still exists, but it is so much more limited, simply because a lot of people do an online search. And I tell you what, too, even if someone is going to do word of mouth, a lot of times those referrals still happen online. Friends will post something online and say, hey, this was a great experience, or they see someone say they're looking for a plumber or whatever, and they will respond online. You have got to have a digital presence to be found, to become famous for what you do. But I really want to pop that bubble of fantasy that a lot of you have, or your unwillingness to try again, so that you get famous for what you do. Guys, you're the ones with the expertise, the years of experience under your belt, the mastery, the credentials, but you're being overlooked by these whippersnappers, upstarts that, I don't know about you, but if some 25-year-old wants to tell me how to have a good body because they have one, I'm going to say, darling, I'll catch you when you've had 4 kids and a stressful life. If you still have a great body, then I'll listen to you. So the point is, get famous for what you do. Get famous for what you do, and you're going to probably have to spend some money. However, you can be very strategic about it, and maybe you should be a guest on PSI TV. You need to take the steps to build your influential reach. That's what we're all about here at PSI TV. We're in TV, but TV is not our main business. We realize we're in the business of influential reach. So we have built tools and strategies, AI tools and various other strategies to support your growth online. Trudy Beerman here. I am super simple to find. I hope this was of value to you, and I do look forward to